profile anyway. Let's wait for that to go. There it is. Boom, pow. All right. So you guys, what we're going to talk about this morning is, let me have it right in front of me there. What we're going to talk about this morning is why most people quit their home-based business and what would happen if you stayed with it, okay? Obviously, you're probably already kind of, knowing what I'm going to say, what would happen if you stayed with it, but it's going to surprise you a little bit because, teaser, not everything is going to work if you just brute force keep doing it. Teaser, that doesn't actually work all the time, okay? So we'll get into that. Anywho, if you are on YouTube right now, make sure that you click the subscribe button and also the bell so you get notified first whenever new videos come on, just like this one, all right? So let me go ahead and get that out of here. So first things first, I need to juice up. Sorry, you guys, I haven't done this yet, but I need to. So we're going to get into this. We're going to go over 3 things why most people quit, 3 reasons why most people quit, and then we're going to go into what would happen if you kept going, okay? And when is it worth keeping going? So, sorry you guys, I didn't mean to do this live, but I hadn't done it yet, and I am no bueno when I don't do it, so just give me a hot second, okay? That is literally my brain juice, and then this is like that energy genius juice. I gotta have it, Done. Okay, here we go, let's do it. So, let me get my notes right here in front of me. Yes, I use notes. If you guys do videos and things like that and feel like whenever I first started doing videos, I was like, I need to know exactly what I'm going to say. I need to have it memorized so I don't look like a doofus, right? Bring notes. You don't need to have things memorized, okay? Don't do that. Do what works for you. However you can get the information out of your face and into the world, however that works best for you, do that. Do not worry about anybody else's guidelines, anybody else's anything. You do you as easily as possible, okay? All right, so why most people quit home-based business. Number 1, because people tell them they're crazy, all right? And this is whether you are starting a business from home, like whether it's you're starting to make things and sell them online, if you're creating your own courses, if you're doing network marketing, if you're doing affiliate marketing and blogging and things like that, you will always have that 5% that may love you very much, but they're still your 5%, that tells you that you're nuts for doing what you're doing. I had people for years tell me to my face that I was nuts, and then probably many more people behind my back telling other people that I was nuts, right? For continuing to keep going and keep going and keep going, okay? I would go and I would fail and I would go and I would fail and I would go and I would fail and I would keep going, and then I would go and fail and go and fail, and then it hit, okay? So what you have to do is put that, if you really truly want, and this is cliche, but it's cliche for a reason, and that's because it's true. If you really truly want a life like nobody else can have, you need to be prepared to do the things that nobody else will do. Mike and I many times looked at each other in the living room like, man, like, are we going to make it? Is this going to happen? But did we stop? No, never. Never, ever, ever did we stop. We continued to stay the course. Now, did we pivot? Right? Everybody's thinking of Friends right now. Did we pivot? 100% yes. Because pivots need to happen sometimes, okay? You may realize that what you are offering isn't something that people identify as a need. If people don't identify what you're offering them as a need of theirs, okay, very important, you guys. If they don't identify what you're offering them as a need of theirs, then they aren't going to buy it. Okay? People think that we're in a bad economy right now. I venture to say not really. People are going to spend their money, but they're going to spend their money on things that actually matter to them. Okay? They're gonna spend it somewhere. Are they spending it with you or are they spending it with someone else? We want them spending it with us because we're actually going to get them results, okay, in what they're looking for. All right? So that's where if you're trying to sell something and it's just not really selling and you don't understand what's going on, a big red flag to me is if it's not selling, it's either the wrong messaging, the wrong positioning, or the wrong audience. Okay? Those are like the two big things. That's the very first thing. If anybody asks me to look at their business, that's the very first two things that I look at. What is your messaging? What is your positioning for your product or your service? And who is your audience? And does the audience know they have that need? Okay? Because you could say, well, I know that they have that need. Doesn't matter if you know. They need to know they have that need. They're the ones paying for it. They're the ones saying, oh yeah, she's talking straight to me, right? They're the ones saying that. They need to understand they have that need. And a lot of times, you guys, it's an interesting thing. You could have the same exact product. The messaging can tweak slightly and the positioning can tweak slightly, and all of a sudden they realize they need it. Okay? So if you're trying to sell things online or if you're trying to do your home-based business right now and you're just not getting any traction, you may want to think about those things. What is your messaging? How are you talking to your people? If they're not responding, it's the wrong audience or it's the wrong message or positioning. Work with those two things. Okay? All right. And that was all to support the point that people tell home-based business people that they're crazy. So I totally went down a rabbit hole. That's how I know I just went down a rabbit hole, something awful. All right. Second thing, you guys, because they are massively confused and not confident is why home-based business owners quit doing what they're doing, okay? Because they're confused and they're not confident. Whenever you're confused, you don't know that there's a future in what you're doing. When you are just sort of like lightly taking that next step and looking around, kind of like that John Travolta meme, right? Where he's kind of got his coat and he's like, right? That's how it feels when you're confused and you're like, I don't know, because don't mess around and go Googling something when you're confused, because then it's going to be like, oh, well, this is your answer and this is your answer and this is your answer and da-da-da-da-da. Here's the thing, if you go down all of those rabbit holes of this is your answer, you don't realize that's actually not your answer until months later and hundreds of thousands of dollars maybe later, right? Because it takes time to realize that actually wasn't your answer. It's not an immediate thing. So whenever you're confused, what you do is you find a mentor. You find somebody who's doing what you want to do, or has results, is able to show you they know what they're talking about. You can look at what they're doing and be like, yeah, they got it. They understand what they're doing, right? They understand how to do this thing. And then what you do is you flock to that mentor and you hang with them. Here's a thing, I would not have too many mentors. And the reason why is because if you start doing too many different variable things at once, you're not gonna know which one actually made the difference, okay? That's super important in business, in streamlining systems. If you try 4 or 5 different things and all of a sudden something worked, well, you gotta keep doing those 4 or 5 different things because you don't know when the bottom's gonna drop out and which thing worked, unless you wanna start taking one away at a time. Okay, but still that's work. It's better to just try one thing at a time, and then you're able to see what works. Does that make sense, you guys? I hope it does. And then the confidence, you guys. If you can be confident in the next step that you're taking, and confidence comes from you trusting your mentor, you trusting your coach, trusting the person that is teaching you how to do this thing. That's where confidence comes from, is, okay, I'm doing this today. And it's not because I just decided to do these things. It's because somebody who is already there is telling me this is what I do today. That is going to allow you, it makes it skill proof, you guys. Any sort of system, whenever we talk about systems at all, whenever we really want a system to be duplicatable, which means anybody on the planet can do it, that means that it is fear proof and that it is skill proof. Okay? What that means, fear proof, means that it's not going to give you fear. You don't have any fear involved because you're following instructions. Okay? Skill proof means you really don't have to have many skills involved either because you're following instructions. Right? So if the pickle jar says take the lid off the pickle jar, I don't need skills to understand, okay, so last time I opened a pickle jar, I think I had to take the lid off, right? This is a metaphor, okay, you guys? It's a metaphor. We're not really opening pickle jars. But understand, oh no, Herman's got his cough going. Oh, I hope you guys don't hear that. He's got like a hairball or something. But it makes it skill proof because you don't need to have those skills, you guys. You just follow the instructions. That's what a good system's going to do for you. I'm just going to do this quick thing here. If you are in Young Living and watching this, make sure that you join this group right here. It is because of Gary Goldgetters. There's about 16,000 other people that are in Young Living. I hit a rank of gold, which typically takes between 4 and 5 years, within 6 months. Okay, you guys? I have a system. It works. I show you how to do it. It doesn't feel salesy. It doesn't feel gross. I mean, you can look at my stuff. It's not salesy. It's not gross. I'm not your typical MLM person, okay? So there is that. And then also, here is a group if you are not in Young Living, but if you are doing home-based business, because now I just opened this group up not too long ago, heart-centered and successful work-at-home moms. No, you do not have to be a mom. But that is my audience typically. I talk to a lot of moms. I love talking to moms. I'm a mom myself, right? So that's how that works. But join that group. That group has the link is in the comment or in the description of this video, okay? If you want to geek out on home-based business stuff, all right? Let me get rid of that here. All right, next. Because it doesn't seem to be working. So why do people quit their home-based business? Because it doesn't seem to be working. And that is probably 99% of the people out there. They start doing something, they follow everyone's advice at once, and it's basically a massive tornado or typhoon, if you will, of ideas and action items and things to do, and none of them actually make sense together. Okay, they're all non sequitur. None of them are connected via a system. One doesn't play into the other, play into the other, play into the other. You guys, when you have a good system set up, then one thing that you do on this part of your system is going to affect the validity and the authenticity and the success of everything else in the system. Okay, I know this sounds a bit ambiguous, and if I had a Jamboard, I would be writing on it right now. When we get to Florida, we're getting a Jamboard, by the way, I'm just saying, which is one of those boards that you write on and then you can delete it and then write. It's like a computer board. Anyway, we're gonna have one out by the pool. Not too close to the pool though. But yeah, that's the whole thing, you guys. If it's not working, that's what freaks people out. Okay? But the reason it's not working is because you don't have somebody solid that you're following, right? You're trying to follow everybody because everybody, when they start their home-based business, they want all of the advice and all of the education for free. And I understand that, right? And that's why I try to give as much as I can. But when it comes down to it, you really need to be able to dig down into something, and that's not typically available in free material. Okay. And unfortunately, even in paid material, a lot of times it's just a bunch of fluff and it doesn't really drill down into it. Okay. So buyer beware, just letting you know. Okay. But you guys, that's another reason that a lot of people quit, is because it does not seem to be working. And that can be quickly changed by just following a mentor, following a coach, and doing what they say to do, and being able to see those same results that everybody else that they work with have, okay? That's the important thing, you guys. Now, let's talk about what happens if you keep going and then you break through that wall, right? So first of all, like I said at the very beginning of the video here, if you keep going, every business that you start doesn't necessarily work. Like I said, Mike and I have had many businesses and we've had many pivots, right? So, and like I talked about before, you know when a pivot is necessary. So you either pivot your message or you pivot your service or you pivot your product, right? Those things need to be looked at. That's some things that we're going to be talking about in the new signature program. Again, if you guys want to raise your hand for the signature program, don't do it in the comments here because I won't see it. I'm looking for it in my email and then on master lists in those two groups that I showed earlier. So if you're watching right now and you're not on one of those master lists, shoot me an email to hello@marthaekrejci.com with the subject line case study, okay? And then shoot me just a little in the body of the email. Let me know what you're looking for or that you're looking for it, and we'll get you on the list and be able to reach out to you, okay? All of these things that we're talking about today are things that are going to be covered in that, okay? That signature program is going to be everything about how to do multiple income streams from home in a way that is successful and cohesive to each other, because if they're not cohesive to each other, you're going to feel like you're working really hard on a lot of different things that don't blend, okay? But if they're cohesive to each other, you work once and then they all blend together, okay? That's what I'm going to be teaching you guys, okay? Also, I have the guarantees. I always have to say the guarantee. The guarantee is you're going to make 10 grand a month within 6 months, or I keep working with you until you do. Second guarantee is you're going to beat my record. If you beat my record of 100 grand a month within 6 months, I'm going to refund the entire cost of the signature program to you. So there's that. But if you keep going, you guys, and it's the right thing, the right messaging, and the right people, if you keep going and you keep tweaking it, it will hit. I guarantee you it will hit. And whenever it hits, it will be amazing. It will hit and explode. That's how, like, this program, the way that I teach the system, what it actually does is once you hit, then you blow it up. Because you've got the audience already. I teach you how to find your audience, bring them in, nurture them, right? Once you've got your audience, you're serving your audience. And I show you how to show up in service to your audience. So when you hit, that means that you are showing up in service in a way that they know that they need, okay? And then what you do is you add to it. Then you're like, okay, cool. I know that you know you need this. Now let me help you with this and this and this. And it doesn't take more work, you guys. All that it does is it's just more streams for you. But like I said before in many of my videos, win, 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 win. No one ever loses. They get what they want. You get what you want. Everybody is happy. You feel good because you showed up in service. They feel good because they've got a mentor they can trust, right? Or they've got somebody leading them that they can trust. And everything is all good, you guys. It's all good. This is the thing that my business coach, my first business coach, told me wasn't possible. And I'm telling you right now, it's absolutely possible. Not only is it possible, it's probably the most successful way to run a business, period. Period. Okay. What questions do you guys have? I'm going to go up. All right. We got a good morning from Lori. Hello. Good morning from some people. I'm going to move past the good mornings. I love you guys so much. Let's see. Let me see here. Laurel, yeah, for notes. Exactly. Don't feel bad about using notes. Let's see. Good morning, Elizabeth. Good morning, everybody. Ashley, yes, you do you. Absolutely. Good morning, people. Good morning, good morning. Megan said same. We got a preach it. We got an amen. Oh, man. You know it was a good one. We're getting preach it and amen. This is me to a T. I keep going no matter what the current results look like. Boom, pow. Lisa, love this. Love the Ningxia and the wine rack too. Yeah, I am a recovering alcoholic. And so Ningxia goes in my wine rack these days. Let's see. Never stop. Yes, Jennifer. Yeah, hubby and I encounter, let me get this on here. Hubby and I encounter that all the time. The silent judgment from the family is crazy, but we ignore them. Let's see those looks change when we're thriving. Oh, those looks change. Oh, those looks change very much. I'll tell you right now, those looks change. We're very familiar with that. We're very familiar with what the looks look like. What is going on here? Do I have, got to look at my shadowing here. Pivot. I exactly thought of Friends. Yes. Powerful advice. Thank you. I needed it. Awesome. Sarah, you should never look like, or you could never look like a doofus. If you have a doofus moment, it's highly entertaining for your audience and much needed humor in this crazy world. Those moments make me love you more. Aw, shucks. Oh, butter. This makes so much sense. Good, you guys. Good. I love that. You get that up there. Absolutely. The economy isn't bad. It's that people said economy can be financially, said economy can be financially irresponsible. And here's the thing is people are buying stuff. People aren't stopping buying stuff. They're just buying stuff. It's what are they buying? What do they feel like is necessary for them? Well, I'll tell you one thing. In the world that we live in right now, people are very open to health and wellness. And they're very open to economic opportunity. They're open to doing their own thing. There are a lot of people that were just working from home that maybe really enjoyed working from home and don't want to go back to the office, right? Maybe they really liked hanging out with their family. It's not something that everybody talks about all the time because, well, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. But there's a lot of people that who doesn't want, come on, you guys. Who doesn't want to go on vacation and then just do a little bit of work for a couple hours while you're on vacation and then spend the rest of the day having fun? Who doesn't want to do that and have that be their life? Who doesn't want to do that and show up in service to other people for a couple hours a day? That's like, to me, I thought it was so pie in the sky impossible, over 10 years ago, that it was just not a thing for me. I just had to get hired by somewhere and I had to get an interview and hope that they would hire me and really just be good at interviews. And then I was like, I'm done. I'm done letting somebody else tell me if I'm good enough for something. I'm done. Because I know what I represent. I know what I bring to the world and I know what I want my family to have, and I can't have that with this minimal hourly wage at this job and spend 40 hours away from my family doing it. No, that was my choice. I was done, finished, right? And then that's where it was like, okay, cool. Well, what are the other options then? So instead of saying, well, you can't do anything else, Martha, right? I was like, okay, cool. Let's open up to other possibilities. What else can I do? And then that's where I started going down the rabbit hole of home-based business and getting into all of that. And now it's insane. You can do way more than you think you can do. You just need guidance from somebody who's done it. That's all, you guys. All right. Let me see. I don't see any more comments. And I feel like there are more comments, but I just don't see them on here. So I'm just going to go. I love you guys so much. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.